Hello! I really wanted to talk about something real quick here. The great game design dilemma: fun versus time saving monetization. Game design has always been about crafting experiences that captivate, entertain, and challenge players. But as the gaming industry evolved, so too did the business models behind it. Today, many games walk a tightrope between fundamentally opposed ideologies, creating a fun, engaging experience and designing systems that encourage the purchase of time saving resource packs and features and skins that save people time from actually playing the game, or enable people that have limited time to purchase all of the things rather than actually playing. At its core, fun in gaming comes from a sense of accomplishment from doing a thing, mastery in a skill, immersion in a world. Players should feel driven to progress because they genuinely enjoy the world they're playing in. The mechanics, the narrative, the challenges, the environment of the world, a lot of these things get thrown out the window when you design for monetary reasons. When a game is fun, players lose track of time, grinding for levels or resources. Time flies by and they don't even fucking notice. I should know. I'm one, I've done it. It feels not like a chore and is the fun of a game. It is more integral and rewarding. Parts of the journey come from actually playing the game. Classic game design philosophies emphasize this. Every mechanic serves the player experience overall, aiming to maximize enjoyment and replayability, giving people the tools and the options to play how they want and engage with the game in the way that they most desire, the way they derive the most enjoyment. Designing for monetization is an adversarial approach to gaming, where you are trying to extract the fun to the point where they are willing to pay to get it back. The rise of microtransactions, particularly in the form of time-saving resource packs, introduce a new backwards dynamic. These packs are marked as solutions for busy players who want to skip tedious or monotonous tasks. However, the very existence of tedious and monotonous tasks raises a critical question. If skipping these tasks improves the experience, why are they there? What's the fucking point in making your game less fun in order to make money? Because it's just going to make people not want to play the game. This is where the clash becomes apparent. Time-saving packs create a subtle incentive for developers to include grindy, repetitive, or dull mechanics that don't add anything to the gameplay. The gameplay loop becomes unnecessarily bloated to accommodate some CEO's drive to go, yeah, but how do we make money on this? How do we make them keep playing this game for the next 6 months so we can sell a battle pass? After all, if the gameplay loop were consistently engaging, the players would have little motivation to spend money to bypass it. They would want to keep playing. In essence, these systems reverse engineer monotony, making a game feel less fun by designing to encourage purchases. It makes everything in between feel less. When the whole thing feels like a grind-a-thon, the impact on players, this creates a psychological tension. Are they truly enjoying the game, or are they merely tolerating it while feeling nudged towards spending money to get more out of the game they have spent so much time, effort, and enjoyment, they think, in playing? Is this dynamic purely to erode the trust between developers and players? Is it the developers reaching into the pockets of your player base and going, hey, if you want to keep playing the good bit, pay up? The monetization models these days feel exploitative because they are incentives derived from control of the thing you are enjoying rather than allowing you to just enjoy the thing you own. And that's part of the retraction of ownership, is because Modding removes their ability to sell you DLC. That's a long-standing battle. If you allow players to mod a game, they will add content, skins, appearances, and reams of content that you now cannot charge for. You could mod a game and make your character look like whatever you wanted it to look like, but if you have that ability to just change the player's model or skin using third-party hardware or software, it now becomes a lot harder to justify charging $25 per new skin or $100 for a year-long battle pass that we're gonna give you a bunch of skins, we promise, when someone who opens up your game code and goes, nah, I just swapped it myself. I don't need to pay you $20 to do it. I'll open up your game code, like popping open the hood of a car, and swap out the engine to whatever the fuck I want. I'm just going to spray paint my car whatever color I want, and you're not going to be able to charge me as the dealer to repaint that car. Now, that's what they want with a lot of video game experiences. Ultimately, the best games for players are those that prioritize the player experience over profits extracted from the game. By focusing on crafting engaging, rewarding gameplay, first, foremost, developers can create titles that not only entertain but build long, lasting communities and loyal fan bases that are absolutely fucking rabid. Take one look at Factorio's fan base. One look. People sink hundreds of thousands of hours into that game willingly. It doesn't have a battle pass. It doesn't have a season pack. It doesn't have DLC character skins out the ass. Woob, the developers of Factorio, create an excellent, engaging game experience that is admittedly very niche. But to the people that it appeals to, it's perfect. You can play for hours and lose yourself for literal days. Playing, optimizing, building, creating, expanding. And I'd like to think that the more games learn how to tap into those urges and demands for people, the better. The more games that you can just boot up and play and just enjoy. Rather than going, oh, I don't have the latest skins. I don't have the season pass, so I can't go raiding with them because they're going to do season pass content that I don't own. Well, too bad. That is a sad world. And one that I don't think I want to be in. I don't think you do either. Really? If you really think about it, do you want to be in a world where everything you want to do has to be monetized and paid for several times probably before you can actually do it? Games are the cheap escapism. Games are the alternative to world-changing items and purchases. They are cheap escapes to a digital world that can either be an 8-hour adventure or a lifetime of enjoyment. And the quality of your development team will decide which that is. And you can choose to go down in history, as many developers have. Tynan, Dwarf Fortress. How much just warfare could have been fought if he had decided to start charging for skin packs for the dwarves to change their look. To, oh, I'm going to make the cats a DLC that you have to buy. Oh, you want the dwarves to be able to drink booze? Oh, that's the over 21 DLC content you'll have to get. Oh, children, that's part of that same. You'll have to purchase those separately. His audience would have been up in arms. They would have revolted. And they would have been right. because it would have been a step back from a product that he has already made and promised to an exploitative practice purely to gain monetary advantage. And a lot of these games that are made with purely monetary advantage in mind, these battle royales, these battle pass games where you go, yeah, but I've played a couple of levels of it, now why would I ever play it again? Oh, because it's what everybody else is playing. Well, for how long? Helldivers is going through that exact spree of things where they release new content, players come back and play and go, hey, yeah, I had fun, I'm done now. And the developers of Helldivers acknowledge this reality of, hey, you're done. You've played, you've had your fun, you got your hours out of it. That is the intended lifetime of the game. You have started playing, enjoyed the content, and left. That is the natural progression of the video game. That's how it's supposed to work. Now, mind you, there are games that you can go back again and again and again and keep playing, and because they have that golden chef's kiss replayability. Many indie games nail this in ways that are difficult to replicate because they create a unique environment, they create a unique setting and a world that fits the mechanics they have built into their systems, and it lets it be playable over and over and over again, where you ask the question, what if I chose path A or B or C or D? And you have this branching world of open choices. Real freedom. Now, there are some other examples of this exact style of sandbox, go anywhere, do anything kind of game that I've recently been introduced to and fallen back into, I should say, EVE Online. It is all about player freedom. Now, it doesn't seem like that at first, but that's what it is. It is about player choice and player freedom. You are in the same world as hundreds of thousands of other people, all playing the same game, all trying to eke out your own little corner of territory in that digital frontier. That's what it's all about. It is that competition in that world of open freedom. Now, there are also other games like Rust that have done this. And they are also very much into the let's freedom, but they also are very light on anything else to them. I have played Rust. I have played Ark. I have played Atlas. I have played many of these open world clanathons where it's emerge from the ocean, build yourself up from nothing, and try to survive against clans of 60 to 70 people who are ready to pound you into the dirt for daring to look at the same island as their shit. I've played those games. They are not fun. If you're not part of a giant group of people, they are not fun. If you are solo in that world, you are stomped into nothing because you are a threat to all the other people sitting there going, he must be a scout for a larger group, ready to invade our stuff, to take our things. I, for the most part, believe that kind of game design is very lazy. Lazy, 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 lazy. Lazy. Very lazy. Therein lies the problem. A lot of the problems that come with game design have to reside with the developer's intent of what they wanted to create. And sometimes you just kind of question it and go, why is that what you want? But then again, it's a world full of strange and unique people. Some people want something different. Some people want something the same. Some people enjoy Rust. I'm not one of them. So, therein lies life. I hope you've enjoyed this little chat. I'll see you folks again tomorrow.